So today I'm going to show you my Blu-ray pickups for the month of August. This is like nearly everything I bought in August, maybe some like the last week of July. I just can't remember all the dates, so here we go. Here's the first thing. It is the Chucky 7 movie collection. So it just comes with all of the Chucky movies except the Child's Play remake. The reason I bought this was just because it's been climbing up a lot in price. And I thought I'd have to jump on it quickly because foolishly I never bought it when it was on sale. It was a lot cheaper, so yeah. Good movies in this like nice chunky case. So next thing was the Incredibles 4K. This was a cheap, like just 4K pick. Next thing was the Doctor Who Shada. This was a missing episode that is being completed with animation and like voice acting from the stars of the show. Next was a Mike Myers comedy, So I Married an Axe Murderer. Not a bad comedy if you're like a fan of Wayne's World. It's kind of like after that, not in the same universe, but after that like film, after he'd done that film. Quite a good film. This one, Logan Lucky, this was just a upgrade for me. I had it on DVD, but yeah, I do actually recommend this one. It's a really funny comedy. It's got some big talent in it. James Bond's in it, Adam Driver, Channing Tatum, there's a few others in it. Next one is Vampira. This was also recently released on Vinegar Syndrome as Old Dracula, I think. But yeah, this isn't like the best version of this, but it was really cheap. So this label, fabulous. Seems to put out like a lot of these movies, but they're really cheap. They're about £6 each. I think that's how much I paid for this one, but it's definitely worth a watch. Next one is a Steve Martin film called Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. This is a movie that has like, it's kind of like an noir parody, but it also takes like bits from older like noir films and kind of stitches it together with new acting from like Steve Martin. It's worth a watch. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but if you're into that type of thing, Steve Martin, it's worth a watch. Next one is Who Killed Teddy Bear. This was a impulse buy that I haven't watched yet. It's from Network. I also got another one from them, but I've actually forgot to put it in this pile. I also got The Men About the House. This was on a deal at HMV. 2 for £12 on Network. Some Network titles. They have quite a few good like British movies and just some other like random titles that you would never, that you might not know exist. So next was a HMV Premium Collection pickup. This is Gun Crazy. This is a very good film. I quite like, and there's also side loading, like slipcase on these. But yeah, this is about a guy who's obsessed with guns, just like shooting guns. That's his thing. Then he meets a girl at a circus type thing, a show, and they kind of fall in love. But she kind of like leads him off. She's kind of like the devil on his shoulder, if you will. But yeah, it's a decent film. One thing I will say about these HMV Premium Collections, you can see that. The other thing I don't really like is this big silver bar on the side and the number. I wish the number was a bit more discreet, like something like a Criterion collection, where it's not so obvious. I feel like it kind of cheapens them. But I will be buying more, and I have bought more because I got another one on the offer. This is a Audrey Hepburn film. Big Audrey Hepburn fan. This one I think was recommended to me. Haven't watched it yet, but yeah. So another thing about these releases is other than they're nice, like if you can see that nice slipcase, they typically also come with like a poster and some like art cards. And I think someone also said that these are also like Warner Archive releases from the States. I don't know how true that is, but yeah. Next I got some like 101 film releases. These are once again some like on sale titles. This one was recommended from a Serial at Midnight video, Isaac Hayes' Truck Turner. But yeah, this was like £6 in HMV. Another label, it doesn't necessarily do like restorations, or at least I don't think they do, but they do put out titles at an affordable price. And also with these 101 film releases, they do, I think most of them come with like a poster. I think that's double-sided. They also come in like this nice case, which may also be like the same size as a Criterion case. So if you break a Criterion, it may be worth buying one of these just to replace it. But yeah. Another one is a classic. This is Black Christmas, the 1974 version. So yeah, this is another 101 films release, but this one had this is also a dual disc, Blu-ray and DVD. This one also had reversible artwork, but I didn't like this new artwork. It's kind of the same artwork as on the disc. Once again, another poster. So next is Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is a like German release. I was looking for this for Blu-ray. The only version in the UK, which were best, is like an old Arrow release, but it's only on DVD. There doesn't seem to be a Blu-ray of it. It's quite expensive. So this was the next best thing. This is a German thing. I think this could be like the Shout Factory release, just based on like the logo down there. The fact it's also on the front. When I was looking for this, there was like another version out there you can get like Amazon, but some people were saying that could be like a well done like bootleg copy, if you will. So I didn't know what to believe on that, but then I found this one on eBay. Next we have a Eureka Masters of Cinema. This is 161. I don't have so many of these, but found this one reasonably cheap. This is a Fritz Lang film, Dermatod, or however you say that name. But yeah, once again, dual disc, booklet. This wasn't actually a bad film. It was actually quite watchable, considering like it's kind of a bad way to describe it, but like most people, obviously, are used to full talk in films, full colour and everything. But this kind of like, I feel like the use of tints and the delivery of this and the silence of this kind of adds to the eeriness of like, I don't know, what do they call him? They call him like, I don't know, he's kind of like an afterlife type figure, this guy here. Kind of adds to his eeriness through the film. So yeah, it's a decent watch. Next we have a Criterion, Burroughs, or Burroughs, so yeah, I know one I can't actually pronounce. Probably could if I heard the name. Just haven't heard the name. This was just a cheap Criterion pickup. This was a cheap buy it now on eBay. It looked kind of interesting from the trailer. It seems to be like a documentary about a guy who, an interesting author, wrote some crime novels, I think. But yeah, it's another one to add to the Criterion set. This is also Spine 789. Next pickup is The Burbs. This is a Tom Hanks film. Yeah, Tom Hanks film. Very interesting like comedy film about some like creepy neighbours and stuff. But yeah, definitely recommend if you like Tom Hanks, like kind of like spooky comedies, maybe like an ideal-ish like family Halloween film. It is only a 12. Yeah, definitely worth a watch. Next is another Arrow video release. This is The Possessed. This is by a guy I think who's like a few film credits on IMDb. But yeah, they call this a proto-giallo. On the back, it's very interesting. Black and white Italian film, like a murder mystery. Basically, this author just has to go back and to this town where he uses to inspiration, and he wants to re-find the woman that he fell in love with. But there's like dream sequences, and as parts of this film, you're not sure like what's real, what's reality. And it's kind of interesting at times how they do the like dream sequences. They go into like this overexposed type style, so it like really blows out the whites in the black and white. It's really good. Highly recommend this film. Next is another Arrow release, but quite an older Arrow release. This is Lamberto Bava's. I think that's sure it's it. Yeah, Lamberto Bava's Demons 2. So this is like a really old Arrow release. As you can see, it's got like the blue on top. So it comes with a slipcover. On the back behind this, if you can see there, that's also kind of a window. So if you take this off, you can show different artwork. Because on these older Arrow releases and some of the older Arrow Academy releases, you could get like 4 different artworks. So yeah, so each side, instead of like having a description, you get different artwork. But yeah, this was a good film. I haven't seen the first one. This was just one I found in the thrift. But yeah, it comes with a comic book, a booklet, and there's also a poster in there. I believe if you buy the other one, you can get the other. I think this is the second half of this comic book. But yeah, good early Arrow release. These are actually somewhat hard to find, and sometimes on eBay, these style of Arrow releases can go for a bit more. Next is the second sight release of Flight of the Navigator. This is a film I really like. It was one of those, if you're in the UK, you might remember that, like, in the 2000s, newspapers used to give out free movies, and I'm sure Flight of the Navigator was like given out by the Sun one weekend. And yeah, I really loved this film as a kid. I think it's a Disney film, if I remember from the opening, but it doesn't actually say anywhere, I think, on here that it is a Disney. This is, I think it's an early second sight release. But yeah, on this film there's like quite a lot of grain. If grain isn't your thing, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this release. It's a good film. You haven't seen it, like a fun family sci-fi, like 80s movie. There's like some charming little aliens. Yeah. This guy right here, he's great. Just like this fun alien designs. Yeah, overall just like a fun movie. And my last pickup for the month of August was the third window films release of the Legend of the Star Wars Brothers. This is like a Japanese comedy musical. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Like rival bandmates, right? Like the leaders of rival bands meet up and create this band. And it's about like greed and stuff that comes with like creating music. But the interesting thing about this release is, I actually prefer this artwork underneath, but that isn't the interesting thing, is that it comes with the Blu-ray, DVD, and it also comes with a CD soundtrack, which is quite good for a musical film. It's a bit more expensive than like a normal like third window Arrow release. So that was my pickups for the month of August. Slide these back in a bit. But yeah, that was my pickups. So I hope you like this video. Like, comment and subscribe. And hopefully I'll remember to make one for the month of September. So thanks for watching.